What is up, YouTube? I am so excited. The day is winding down. We had a busy day. AJ over here in her prep center craziness had pallet racking delivered. So we did a lot of hauling and moving and sorting and all that fun stuff. So I'm excited to hop on here. It's been a while since I just sat and did a live Q&A, so I thought I'd get on tonight for a Thursday night show and give you guys kind of like business updates, life updates, etc. I just realized I've got a super bright light coming on here. I think what I'm gonna do is shut the hangar door here real quick. All right, we're back. That should be a little bit better. Not so crazy. So I'm excited. It's been a crazy couple weeks. I still got some sunshine glowing off the face, but we'll work with it. What's up, guys? What's up, Anthony, Armando, Sell Quick, Ship Quick, Mr. Dragon's Fire, Telemaster, Scott. How's it going, guys? So I'm going to be chilling here with you all for a little bit, do some Q&A sessions, some life updates, and sipping on my coconut water. And I gotta go do cardio. I don't want to do cardio after this. I've got 3 more weeks left inside of our fitness group, and the last 3 weeks of my phases that I do with my programming is when I really hit it intense. So I'm doing doubles right now. So I do my weights in the morning, cardio at night. It's a grind, but it's gonna be worth it. What's up, Wade? What's up, Mariah? Callie's World in the house. How are you guys doing tonight? Drop a comment below. Let me know where you guys are watching from. And we'll pretty much hop straight into this. We got Tucson in the house. Got Norma. Callie's sore. She knows. She's in the group. I love it. We got Callie. We got Dallas, Virginia, Idaho, NC. Yeah, we got people from all over the place, which is amazing. So I'll just dive in and kind of give you all some updates on different stuff. It's funny, like I do so much on Instagram that I forget that there's a whole audience on YouTube that may not know kind of what we do on a day-to-day. And we have a lot of new subscribers, so welcome to the channel if you guys are brand spanking new. Be sure to dive into the old videos. We have 2 years worth of content, so you can see literally how we've grown step by step. The last video that really left off with what we were doing behind the scenes was our side hustle vlog we were doing. We did 4 episodes of it, and we had left off where we first got this office space. And it's changed so much since we first got that space, because now we have the third part, the extension, which is where I'm at right now in kind of our prep and shipping area. We have our big hangar door, which opens up to the back parking lot. We have an inventory room. We have our main office right on the other side of these walls here. So what I want to do is start back up with our vlogs. I know some of you were hitting me up and asking if we were going to bring those back, because some people don't like watching just the typical like behind the scenes vlogs, but other people love to see just the daily grind that goes on, even though it's nothing fancy. It's a lot of repetitive work that goes on, especially with Amazon, eBay. You know, you're bringing products in, you're tagging them, you're shipping them back out, and it's just a repeat process. But the demand was there, so I'm going to start bringing that back. So I've been filming for the last week. I hired a new video editor, so he's actually local here. He's about, well, not super local. He's in Seattle, which is about 4 hours north. But the fact that he's in the same time zone I am, I can meet up with him if I need to. I would love to actually get him down here and do some actual hands-on footage behind the scenes like D-Rock. So that's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming in the future. But with where we're at now, I'm going to be recording on my camera throughout the week, just small clips. And then with the small clips, I send them over on usually like Friday night, Saturday morning. I'll send everything to him. He edits, gets me some footage, and pretty much the finished product should be done by Monday morning. So every Monday moving forward, Monday or Tuesday, it depends on his schedule, but I'm assuming Monday or Tuesday every week, you're gonna see a new side hustle vlog for those of you that wanna watch behind the scenes. Because we have a lot of stuff that goes on every single day. And I just wanna start recording some of that for you guys. Because some of you are on the channel just for the tutorial style videos. You just want information, you want education, and that's fantastic. I'm gonna keep producing that type of content for that crowd. And then the other crowd, you know Amazon, you know eBay, you know how to flip stuff, you know how to sell, you know how to build a business, but you love to watch what other people are doing, and that's where the behind the scenes stuff comes in. So I'm gonna be doing that for you guys. It's gonna be fun. I got a lot of cool stuff coming in the future, so it's a grind, but it's going to be a lot of fun doing it along the way. So aside from that, we're pretty much open Q&A. If you guys want to drop questions below there, whether it's business related, life, health and fitness, whatever you guys want to chit chat about tonight. I'm here for you guys. I hope you know that, like, I don't like to just sit here and talk at you guys about stuff that's just going on in my head all the time. I'll do that from time to time when I have like an important message on my mind, but I'm here for you guys. When we do these live Q&As, I'm here for you guys. So whatever you need help with, let me know. That's what I'm here for. Wade says he needs to get in shape before eBay open. I think Chris is doing something. What formerly known as 10K on the Bay, but I think Chris was doing some type of diet bet or something for the eBay open. So hit him up if you need to. And then I also have a quick plug. I also have my own programming as well, so I run clients through that. Curious about how to find products to send out if when you start everything is restricted for the most part. I don't know where to start. So when it comes to scanning stuff for Amazon and being restricted, 2 options. These are your only options. 1, apply. So if you come up restricted for, like, you know, we got Funkos back here. Let's say Funko pops up and it's restricted. Hit apply. And with that, you might get auto-approved. And if you don't, then you have to go through a distributor for the brand or product that's going to... You did it! You did it! That just creeped me out so much. Because I'm like, Tristan's not going through the front door. That just creeped me out. Hold on, you guys gotta see this. AJ said she was gonna... Oh, man. This is what we do every day. Half the time it's just a bunch of fun. AJ said she was gonna try to hop on the live and creep me out a little bit. That did it. Good job. Congratulations. So yeah, your options are try to get auto approved. If you don't get auto approved, then you have to jump through a hoop and find a distributor for the product or the brand. I'll order your 10 to 15 units or whatever Amazon is asking for. They'll tell you right up front if you hit apply. They'll say we need X amount of quantity and we need it from an authorized distributor or wholesaler. So you simply buy the product through the distributor, take that invoice, and apply with that invoice, and that's how you get ungated. It's a lot more simple of a process than people make it out to be. The hard part can be the persistency part of it. I don't even think persistency is a legit word. Now I think about it. You have to be persistent. Is persistent? I feel like that's a word. Persistency. It's like consistency, but persistent. So yeah, that's my take on that. It's very tough, so what I would recommend if you are running into issues with being restricted is stick with categories that are not restricted for you. There's lots of money to be made in every single category, so even the basic ones that are not necessarily restricted, you can still make money in that. I'm interested in wholesale. Do I need to be an LLC or sole proprietor? I looked into a company and they asked for a retail certificate. In short, what do I need to do to start reselling in California? Yes, if you are going to go down the, so here's kind of like the tier, right? Because you can look at this whole reselling ballgame as like a tier base. Intro level is just flipping products, right? You're going to garage sales on the weekends, very part-time. You're flipping stuff on eBay, maybe a few things on Amazon. You're just making a few bucks, right? If you go next level up and you start to want to build a legit business out of it, take the extra effort and build yourself, your identity into a business. Okay, so whether that's going LLC, corp, whatever, that's up to you to talk to your CPA about. But you need to establish yourself as a business because that's who wholesalers want to work with. They don't want to work with flippers. Okay, that was a big thing, a mindset shift I had to make. Is you need to be more than just someone flipping a few products, because when you're working with distributors and wholesalers, they're looking to build an actual business to business relationship, not a business to someone who's just flipping on the weekends type of thing. So that's definitely what I would recommend is build whatever you need to for your actual identity with it. Again, LLC is going to be probably the first step that a lot of people take. That's what we did. Again, talk to your CPA about how you can go down the route with that. The second part you will need is the reseller's certificate or license, permit, whatever type of word you want to use for it. Each company calls it a little bit different thing, but it all comes down to having a reseller's permit. And all you need to do is just type in your state and reseller's permit. Do some research because every state is so different. I can't tell you what California is. I can't tell you what Washington is, all that stuff, because each one's different. You have to do the research and put in the legwork to make that happen. Which Funko is behind me? I've got a lot of Funkos behind me. So I've turned into a little bit of a collector with this stuff. So I've got the whole shelf full of them right up here. That's my Marvel shelf. I have a Stranger Things shelf. I have a Nintendo shelf / Mortal Kombat's on the same one. I have a Star Wars shelf, and I'm going to be building out a lot more once we get the rest of, you can see this wall's not finished, it's not painted yet. But once that's painted, I'm going to get a few more up. I really want to do an 80s horror movie one. This guy was my recent one. One of my managers that I have a connection with actually found this and hooked me up with it. So this was a GameStop exclusive that just came out, the Hulk Buster. Coming out of the suit. This is friggin' amazing. So he just hooked me up with this one. Super blessed to have that connection. Then those ones back there are Walmart exclusive Thanos, and those were to flip. Long story short, the listing was taken down when I went to go ship them in. So I'm gonna throw them up on eBay tonight and get those moving. But yeah, Funkos, I freaking love Funkos. It's my jam. If you guys ever, we've had people ask like, can you send us gifts? I've never, I don't know why, but I've never like been open to accepting, like we have a UPS store box with an address that you guys can send stuff to if you really want to. I don't know why I've always been closed down to the idea, but I've had a lot of people ask if they can send us gifts. So I'm open for it. So if you want to send us something, then you just shoot me a message. I'll get you hooked up with the address that we have, but Funkos are kind of my thing. So if anyone's got some exclusives you think I would like, I would definitely enjoy those. Do I wholesale toys or do you obtain them all through RA? We are in the transition. This is kind of like a business update for us. We, for the last year, have only done retail and online arbitrage. More so retail. I was about 75% retail arbitrage and 25% online arbitrage, which you'll hear us say RA and OA. Now with that, I got burnt out on driving around 20 hours a week, 30 hours a week. In Q4, it was like 40, it felt like 40 hours a week. I was just driving, picking up so much product every day. And I honestly got burnt out on the driving part. And I did outsource some shopping. So I had 2 people that were actually sourcing products for me based on lists I would give them. So with that, we decided 2018 was the year that we transitioned into wholesale. So I actually have not done, aside from Funkos and Nike, I have not done any retail arbitrage in the last probably about 5 weeks now. So that's been super weird for me because I'm so used to going out and spending money every day and shipping stuff every day. And I haven't done any shipments in the last like 4 weeks because I'm waiting on a wholesale order right now. So we do have a couple wholesale accounts for toys specifically, especially planning for Q4 this year. So we have some toys, personal care products, and grocery are kind of like my big ones I'm going to focus on. So currently I'm sitting waiting on a shipment to get here. It should be here in a week. And once that shipment gets into Amazon, starts to sell, then I have my next product ready to order. But currently we are not purchasing anything RA. How has wholesale been so far? It's been really good for the couple products that I do have. I'm not by any means, I'm not like a wholesale guru or expert by any means. I'm a newbie in it just like most of you probably are. So we got a few accounts locked in. We got a few products that we have been selling through. One of them specifically, I cannot FBA. So luckily the margins are awesome on it. So I sell this 1 pack of my product for, I'm sorry, I buy it for, it's $1.50, $1.53. So my buy cost is $4.50. It sells roughly between $18 and $22 depending on where I have my repricer set and my competition on the listing. But we'll make anywhere from like a $11 to $15 profit on that one product, and that's a wholesale product. So that was a sweet find. Those types of margins are not going to be very common in wholesale, so I'm super blessed to even be able to pull that. And then the other one, I'm waiting on a shipment right now. This one is a $5 buy cost, and after my fees and my shipping and my cost, I'll make $6 to $7 profit after everything's said and done. And of course, this is all pre-tax. That's not including taxes that get taken out. But I'm easily doubling my money on a couple of the wholesale products I have right now. I'm hoping with this current load, I have 1,000 units on their way, and I'm hoping these will all sell out within 90 days. So for me, it's a pretty good turnaround rate for one of my first products. So I'm excited for it. All right, I'm gonna make sure I try to get all your questions answered tonight, crew. I'm more in Santa's family. Yes, bulking is fun, but not looking forward to cutting. I'm right there with you. I went through a dirty bulk, I guess you would call it. Dirty bulking in health and fitness terms is eat junk, eat whatever you want, just eat a lot and lift heavy and just get as big as you can, and then you cut. So I did like the dirty bulk, so I put a decent amount of size on me. But I don't like feeling this weighed down. I'm probably sitting at about 215 right now, and I don't like feeling this heavy. My strength and everything is the best it's ever been, but I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to cut right now, so I'm on like a six to 8 week push, and I'm gonna try to get down to, if I can get down to about 2 to 205. I think for me that's gonna be like a combination of athletic and strength. I feel like that's gonna be my sweet spot, so that's what I'm working on right now. Bulking is so fun though. You get to eat a lot, you get to lift heavy stuff. How long should you wait before lowering price on slow moving items on Amazon? I personally, everyone's so different, but for me personally, and again guys, anything I ever talk about is always based on my personal experience. It may not be the right way, it may not be the best way, sometimes it might be the wrong way, but everyone has different methods, different opinions, so take from it what you will. And tweak it and make it your own if you need to. But for me, I typically like to move my stuff within 60 days tops. If after 60 days it's not moving or not moving as fast, then I start to look at keywords. I start to look at my pricing, my competition on the listing. If I can cross post it over to eBay, other platforms, maybe sometimes locally. So I start to look at different options that way. But for me, like 60 days is kind of my cutoff. I would prefer 30 days. I try to do 30 days as much as I can. But if it's a really high margin, then I'm okay with sitting on it for a little bit longer. Lego is going to be restricted for a lot of people. For those of us, I have a 2.5-year-old, almost 2.5-year-old account, so I'm grandfathered in. But yeah, I think for the most part, a lot of newcomers are going to be gated in a lot of those brands. Okay, thank you, Jeanette. She said, California, you need a reseller certificate. Go to Board of Equalization website. It's free. So there you go. Any Cali people, that's how you get your cert. Yes, you can get ungated with Lego with an invoice. You can get ungated in almost any brand with an invoice. It just depends on the level of the brand and the hoops you have to jump through. So Lego and Nike, for example, extremely difficult to go directly to them with a wholesale account. Nike especially does not like third-party sellers at all. They do not like the online world when it comes to reselling. So they're not going to open up an account with you unless you have a physical brick and mortar, and they will send out an inspector to check your stuff. So it depends on how big the brand is and how much they're willing to work with online sellers. Question, do you have a video on how to ship an item that needs to be put in a poly bag, especially if the items are smaller than the bag? I do not, but that's a really good one. Wifey's here. She just got in. We need to, somebody asked if we can make a video. You do a lot more of the poly bag shipping than I do. Mm-hmm. A video for shipping small items in poly bags.
Hi guys.
It's a wifey.
I'm watching the lag time, sorry.
Oh, on this one.
Yeah.
I'm good at stuff on this one. It throws me off. There's like a
So weird.
15-second delay from the time I say something to the time it hits the video.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. Yeah, so we should make a shipping series video.
What was the question?
How to ship small stuff in poly bags. Like how do you like prep your stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think that, would that help you guys? Comment yes or no if we did it'd be like a tier.
It depends on hard goods or like clothing.
So that's what I'm thinking is why don't we make a video? Yeah, we got all of our poly bags and everything over there. I'm starting to sweat. It's hot in here.
I was freezing.
It's
I
hot.
was in an air conditioner.
It's hot.
This is like 10 by 6 maybe. Just mailer poly bag. This one's a little smaller.
We got bubble wrap hanging up
Bubble wrap.
right there.
Depends on what you're what you're shipping.
Yeah.
You can't
So
like blanket statement that.
I think we should do a
Hi,
shipping
Kelly!
video. A shipping video that would show like, here's how you ship 5 different types of items.
That's a good idea.
You like that? Do you guys like that? Should we do one?
That's a good idea.
All right. We'll do like a small item, a clothing item, an electronic. Like we can do different styles of stuff.
I like it.
We'll throw it up and see what happens.
Also, there was a hole in my other tire.
We had tire issues today.
I woke
by
up
the
to a
way.
flat tire on one side, and then I had a feeling on the other side. So I'm taking a long trip this weekend by myself,
Oh my gosh.
and I didn't want to get a flat
So they
tire
got it
on
all
the way.
fixed?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Nice.
we'll not
Good
be
thing you
stranded.
took that in.
I know.
Welcome to behind the scenes, guys.
Hi, Wade.
Next question.
Next question. How's it going?
Good. I'm trying to keep up. Y'all keep me busy.
Look at all these
Love it.
people in here.
We are sole proprietor and got a reseller's permit in California. Easy one-day process. I'm ungated in Lego, but I've sold a lot of Lego before they started hating. That's how I was with Nike. I was grandfathered
Yeah,
in.
we liked selling Nike for a long time.
Yes, Edward. So that's a thing that's gonna happen. I'll put an invite out there right now. Maybe I should make an event page, see if this works.
I think that you should
We are gonna take
do
a
little
trip
more
because
organized than this.
I know. I just throw a bunch of stuff out there and see what happens. Let's see if anyone shows up.
Okay.
I am a Funko addict, obviously.
Clearly.
And we're an hour south of Portland, so we're only 4 hours away from Seattle, their headquarters.
Yep.
Do you want to go?
Yeah,
I keep
I
saying
wanna
we.
go.
I don't even know if you want to go.
I want to go.
All right, she's gonna go too. We want to go up to Funko headquarters. They've got exclusives up there. They've got those giant ones that hang out around the HQ.
Can they just give you tours or?
Yeah, they do like
should probably
tours.
call.
They do tours and everything you
Figure it
can
out.
set up. So I really, really want to get a group together. So if anyone would want to go to Seattle with us, probably soon-ish.
Oh.
I would say
yeah.
soon-ish. Would anyone, like realistically, not just like, oh yeah, I want to go. Like if you realistically can make the trip, I would love to get a small group of people together, even if it's just like 3, 4, 5 of us. I think that'd be a blast. So if anyone's game, email me at Chaz. My email is going to be in the description below. Email me Chaz at sidehustlepros.com and just let me know so I can create an event page so we can set up a day and a time and all that fun stuff. I think that'd be a blast to get a few people on board for that.
Yeah. We do ship internationally. I just saw that question.
Oh, whoops.
Any advice on using the international program eBay offers? Use it. It's super simple.
Do it.
It's really easy. And I get, I mean, it
Funko's
depends, but I probably ship at least one thing international every week.
Yeah.
And I'm
Every
not a
time-
high volume seller, so that's pretty good. And
Yeah.
I definitely sell international. It's super easy.
Every time I
Just
go
saying it.
on shoe frenzies and list a bunch of shoes, I usually get a couple of them. Internationals.
Yeah.
I pulled a pair of shoes. It was a Reebok, the old school pumps. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, it has like the physical pump on it. Remember that I paid $20 used in a Goodwill. They were in decent condition, not great, but decent. Took great photos, description, all that stuff. And somebody from, I think it was the UK, spent $120 on them. That was a sweet flip.
People overseas just expect that they're gonna spend that money on shipping, and they just do it anyway, you know. So
Just through.
do
This
it.
thing just bumped. Have you been harassed by other sellers for selling the same product that they sell cheaper?
No,
No.
that I've never had that. I had to ask someone to stop using my photos last week.
Someone jacked your listing. No, I personally haven't had issues
I've
with that.
never-
But if you
yeah.
do, just ignore them and block them. If it's through Amazon, that's against TOS for them to even message you through Amazon. So, I mean, if you want to go as far as reporting them, you can do that too.
Oh, okay, I gotta go.
Oops. All right.
Bye, everybody.
Adios. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. What's my business plan for Amazon, eBay long term? Do you see yourself gradually shifting more towards Amazon? We both have always kind of separated the businesses. Like I take care of all the Amazon stuff. Trista takes care of 99% of the eBay stuff. If I'm going out and sourcing shoes, garage sales, like I check my comps on eBay and I'll flip some stuff on eBay myself. But compared to what she does with the clothing, it's a pretty small percentage. But we've always been, that just comes with working with a business partner and your spouse, is delegating roles. So we're very clear on our roles. We have a big respect towards what those are. But long-term business for me is definitely wholesale and private label on Amazon. And then it's actually a good question. Babe, are you on the phone? I don't know where she went. All right, when she comes back, I'll ask her. All right, let's see if I can get this chat back where I left off right here. Yes, Gretchen nailed a huge thing with Amazon. They want to prove authenticity. That's why you have to have a paper trail with everything. Have you guys done a video on how to bulk ship eBay orders? We have not. We actually haven't done many eBay videos, believe it or not. We really just started getting into eBay like a year ago. It's always been Amazon. So we spent a good year and a half doing Amazon alone, and then eBay came in. And so now that we're doing eBay a little bit more full time, especially with garage sale season here now, again in Portland, we only get, those of you with sunshine all the time, by the way, like, it blows my mind. I cannot wait to move out of Oregon just so I have garage sales year round. We only get about 3, maybe 4 months tops of decent garage sale season up here, just because it rains for 7 months straight. So yeah, with garage sales, we're getting into eBay a lot more, especially during the summers. We have a big spike because we're out hunting every week for stuff. So I'm probably never going to give that up. It's the same thing as Gary Vee, right? He runs a multi-million-dollar company, and he still goes out in garage sales on the weekends. I'm always probably going to be that same way, because once you have a treasure hunter mindset and you get like that high of the find, man, I love it, and I'm going to keep doing that. But with that being said, yeah, we haven't done a lot of shipping or really eBay videos in general. We do have a checklist of videos we're going to start working through. Now that I hired a new video editor, we're definitely going to be getting more videos pumped out for you guys. I don't know if you guys saw, but I've always struggled with, and I'm always transparent with you guys. I don't care if I'm vulnerable and like real with you. I've always struggled with the consistency of YouTube. Like, I have no problem producing videos, putting out good content that helps people. My issue has always been the consistency. I'll put out 2 videos a week for like 2 months, and then I just, for whatever reason, it's like going on a diet, right? You miss one day, and then it turns into 2 weeks and a month. So I've always struggled personally with consistency when it comes to producing content and videos. But I stopped that. I stopped being inconsistent like 2 weeks ago. So I don't know if anyone caught on that we did many uploads over the last 2 weeks compared to what we normally do. And that's what you can expect from our channel moving forward, is consistent, valuable content. That's my goal for this. Funko's Anonymous. I wish Los Angeles was closer. Are you finding free shipping when selling on eBay a big advantage to your sales? We actually don't know otherwise because we've always offered free shipping on all of our stuff. So I don't know what difference it would make, whether it would drop or increase compared to what we were doing before. But we've always done free shipping. So I can tell you, I feel like it definitely helps from a buyer's perspective if they offer free shipping, even if it's worked into the price. For some reason, there's just something mentally when you see free shipping, you're drawn to it as a customer. It's just like with Amazon Prime, right? You can have a product that is $10 merchant filled and they charge $2 shipping, so $12 product basically, and people will go for the $15 free shipping with Amazon Prime. So even though you're paying a little bit more, people just, for some reason, that free shipping or 2-day shipping in Amazon's term, there's something about that just people love. Okay, let's get back down. I'm just getting starting selling on eBay. I have about 20 things to list so far. Right now, I just have a regular account. At which point do I make a store for myself? I mean, if you can go by numbers if you want to, like set a goal for like 50. Right? Once you get 50 things listed and you're doing more consistently, then upgrade to a store. If you're just going to list, it depends on what your goal is, right? If you're just going to list 20 things and like a few things every now and then when you have time, it's not worth it. But in my opinion, if you're going to make it into a larger business for yourself and an actual stream of income, upgrade to the store, utilize you got the credits for your supplies, your eBay branded supplies. They have little perks that are thrown in there too. And just, start listing and start utilizing that. It just depends on what your goal is for it. So if you do free shipping on eBay, what's the deal with international shipping? The best part is you personally do not ship it overseas, right? That's a pain in the butt. If you've ever shipped overseas, you have to deal with the customs form and all that crap. So what you do is the buyer, right? The customer will pay for all the extra stuff, customs and whatnot, and you ship it. Where's that go out of? Is it Kentucky or Arkansas or something like that? You ship it to where their international hub is, and that's where they take care of the rest. So for you, it's just business as normal. You just ship it here stateside, and then they take care of the rest. It's super easy, guys. I used to sell computer cases online. Nice, James. Yeah, computer cases. I've done a few computer cases. Those things, they go for some dollars, that's for sure. I think it might be more efficient to travel than move. The tax would kill you. I know. We're in Oregon, which is sales tax free, and that it's an amazing thing. And I'm really afraid the day that if we move, we'll have to eat that. But on the flip side, I'm not going to say where, but there's a few states we're kind of eyeing for the future. I'm not saying near future, but sometime in the future it would be nice to move somewhere that's sunny all the time. Here in Oregon, they are not business friendly at all when it comes to taxes and all that. So even if we did have to pay sales tax in other states, they're way more friendly as far as tax cuts for entrepreneurs, business owners, that kind of stuff too. Mr. Chad in the house. What is up, my friend? Thanks for hopping on. Were you using particular pallet companies for your wholesale? Gretchen nailed it. He's not going to give us his source. You guys, when you're talking to people that run a reselling or product-based business, we will give you everything we possibly can except for exactly which product and who to buy it from. Because I'm not going to broadcast that to a channel that has 60,000 subscribers. I love y'all, but I don't want you guys on my listings. Certain ones I don't care about, like Funkos and all that kind of stuff, go for it. You can go find those in Walmart and Target and all that stuff. But when it comes to wholesale and private label and all that, it's going to be very, very hush-hush. I'm more about teaching you guys how to fish, not just giving you the fish. Because I can tell you, here's the thing, and you guys know I preach this a lot. It comes down to your relationships, your connections, whether that's with a store manager, a vendor, a wholesaler, a private label. It comes down to your connections will make your business work. So even if I tell you guys exactly what I buy and who I buy it through, I probably have better pricing than what you will get. And I'm probably going to get a heads up on certain products before you will. And that's, again, that comes down to connections and relationships. Okay, let me, and again, we're just doing kind of hangout session, open Q&A, drop your questions below, I'll get to those. I would go to Canada. Canada would be amazing. I really want to do a Canada trip. You guys are all dropping. We got Florida, Texas, Florida. Sunshine is always better. Come to Cali, Alberta, Canada, NC. I've heard North Carolina has really nice beaches though. I want to do so much more traveling. I've always traveled just like, probably 5 or 6 times a year to conferences, but I have this idea in my head. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Hold on. I'll put out a teaser, a little teaser. Would this be of interest to anyone? If Trista and I were to fly in to, like, here, let me back up real quick. We all know how conferences work, right? Big conference, hundreds of people, speakers on the stage, usually 3 to 4 days long. Some of them are 2. And I had this idea. What if Trista and I flew into various cities around the US and we did little pop-up meetups? So it'd be 1-day events, and we would go into these cities where a lot of you are, and we would partner up with some of the other influencers. That's kind of an idea I had floating around my head. I don't know if there's demand for it, because if there's no demand for it, I'll scratch the idea and I'll just travel anyways. But I thought that might be something that'd be fun, a little bit different than what a lot of people are doing. It would be kind of like that, Gretchen, a Side Hustle Pros tour. I'm not saying it would be like a 3-month long extravaganza, but several times a year, just we'll let you guys know way ahead of time which cities we're gonna pop up into. I would love to be able to do something like that. Do you know if it's possible to get back as an FBA seller once you've been banned? If you've been suspended, there's lots of opportunities to get back in if you're working with the right person. I have somebody that I would recommend you go to if you're having issues with this, so you can personally email me, chaz@sidehustlepros.com. Email me, I can give you a name that would help you out. Are we back on? I had a phone call come in, so hopefully we're back on. Please let me know if I'm back on. Anyways, so if you have been banned, right, because you can get suspended and then you can get banned. Banned is a very, very tough one. So I have no answer for that. But again, I have a name that has all the answers to that whole realm. I've not personally dealt with suspensions, so I don't have a lot of knowledge base with it. I just know it's a pain in the butt to jump those hoops. So if you need help with that, I can give you a name. So shoot me a message, chaz@sidehustlepros.com. I can't decide whether to do eBay or FBA. I don't like the fees of FBA. But I'm having trouble with my photo setup. Monica, 2 things. One is if you're having trouble wrapping your head around the FBA fees, just keep in mind it's not what you are paying, it's the value you get from it. Let me repeat that, because that's going to go for everything in life. It's not what you pay, it's not the cost of something, it's what the value is that you get out of it. So instead of thinking about the fees as your cost, what are those fees buying you? They are buying you the opportunity to utilize Amazon's millions of customers that are going to go to your product with you not having to market. Because if you worked your own website, you would have to drive traffic to it, and that can be a very spendy ball game. So you get to utilize their customer base. They handle all the billing, all the shipping. They handle all of the customer service, which alone I will pay the fees for, right? I don't know about you all, but I'm not a big fan of dealing with customer service stuff, so I would happily pay for that. And so you have to think about the value you're getting out of it. For me, I will pay whatever FBA fees it takes Do I understand and accept the fact that they're probably going to go up every single year like they have the last several years? Yes. And I'm going to continue paying them because I get value out of that. eBay, on the other hand, you get to utilize the eBay customer base still, but you have to deal with a lot more of the back end stuff. You have to ship to the customer, you have to deal with any returns, you have to deal with the emails or the messages, the customer service side. There's a lot of behind the scenes you have to deal with eBay. So you have to balance out, pay a little bit more in fees, but not have to do any of that extra stuff, or go with eBay. And you can do both, right? There's nothing, we do both. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you're doing it by yourself in the beginning, you kind of have to choose one platform or the other. Get to know that one, get some sales out of it, and then you can try the other one too. As far as your photo setup, you're probably overthinking it, my friend. Don't overthink photos, guys. We take photos on just a basic white backdrop, 2 lights, and our phones. You don't need a fancy setup, guys. No fancy setup needed. Yes, you can ship from Amazon FBA to your customers. That's called multi-channel fulfillment. And that means you can send Amazon your products, cross-list it to eBay, and if the eBay customer purchases, you click a button called multi-channel fulfillment, and you tell Amazon, I want this product shipped to this customer. And then you input the customer's name and address, and they will ship it to them. And then you can update the tracking info on the eBay side. Yep, I have ordered things from eBay sellers and they ship from Amazon FBA to me. Yep, 100%. Can I send in items that are new and I'm ungated, but the box is damaged hold on, let me make sure I get this right. Ungated, but the box is damaged if the product is fine. Monica, you will need to read the the condition guidelines by Amazon. Read those thoroughly. The number one reason why people probably get suspended nowadays is because they're listing under the wrong conditions. So if a customer gets your product, the product itself is new, but the box is damaged, if you're listing that as a new product, that is terms for suspension based in Amazon's eyes. So you need to really read through that and learn the different conditions. Typically you'll have new, like new, used very good, used good, and used acceptable. And you need to go through and learn each of those. And all you need to do is just go to Google. I'm sure there's plenty of YouTube videos done by it too, but go to Google and type in Amazon condition guidelines. Read through those multiple times until you fully understand and grasp how it is. I actually just remembered I did a video on that. So go onto our channel and look up, it's in our Amazon FBA for Beginners series. I have a playlist for it. I don't remember which episode it was. I think it may have been episode 5 or 6. It was episode 5 or 6, but I talked about condition guidelines and I showed you guys product examples. So go back through our channel and find that video, and that'll probably help you out too. Have you made changes to your Amazon seller app, cost by weight setting now with the changes Amazon is making? I usually set mine to 60 cents a pound, which is on the high end. You rarely, unless you're sending a small shipment, you're not going to see above 60 cents a pound. So I don't have to adjust much on my end. Usually, like I just did a shipment right before this, and this box, actually I have it right here. This box was 35 pounds, and I think I paid $12 or something like that. So you can see you're not going to pay 60 cents a pound. I just put it on the high end. So when I'm out there scanning, then I'm getting an overestimation. So I'm actually just going to make an extra margin based on that. Chaz, my wife does personalized items and she only has 16 models, but many of each. Do you recommend to change or not changing to an eBay store? For now, it won't be more than 16 listings. I do not know the answer to that. I'm not heavy into the eBay side. I don't know where Trista ran to, but once Trista is free, I can have her hop on and touch base on that. You guys, I hope you understand the one thing you will never see from me, because I try to be my most authentic self, like 100% of the time. I don't try to put on a front for anyone. I don't try to BS anyone. What you see is what you get with me. And that's why some people hate me. That's why some people love me. And I'm okay with that. So if I ever see a question like that where I just don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you I don't know. But I will point you to somebody, or I will find a way to get you that answer. One thing that bugs me is when the people ask questions and then other people who don't know start to answer those questions based on if they know it. So with me, what you see is what you get. Are the multi-channel fees high? You pay shipping. I want to say the last one I did was like $6 for shipping. It's not high at all. What advice will you give to a beginner with only $500? I'm planning to focus on selling shoes on eBay to make the cash flow bigger, but wondering if you have more advice for me. That is actually a great starting point, is start with eBay, right? Because Amazon is way more strict on certain policies. You have to jump through hoops of restrictions. It's a different animal, it's a different beast. eBay, on the other hand, with 500 bucks, that's a very great way to go out there and source, whether it's shoes, garage sales, even books you can do. If you're gonna do books, at least look at Amazon too, because books on Amazon, probably the #1 way to start on Amazon is with books. That's how a lot of us have started. That's how I kind of started too, was a few books. So you want to get in there, buy as much product as you can. Of course, check your comps, make sure they're good buys. Flip it on eBay and build that cash flow. Once you have cash flow, then you can get into the next step up is kind of retail arbitrage, online arbitrage. Takes more capital than garage sales or thrift stores. That's why you want to have that cash flow going first before you do that. Oh, nice. They're creating a newer starter store for eBay. I didn't read it. I heard, who was it? Somebody talked about that, and I heard that the other day. So I'm intrigued to see what they got for that. Does Amazon allow brown box packaging, not OE packaging, if it's sealed, etc.? It depends on what you are selling. If you're selling used electronics, you can totally do just regular brown boxes. If you're doing shoes, then that's a no-go. That was something that Amazon cracked down on a few months back. Because I used to do that back in the day, 2 years ago, when I first started. I was flipping Nikes, and I was able to flip shoes without the original box. And Amazon accepted brown boxes if the shoes were actually new. So I did that for many, many months. I did that for like 6 months. And now I do not recommend that. Repeat, do not recommend that, because Amazon cracked down on it. So you have to have the original box if it's listed as new. But stuff like used electronics, you can definitely brown box. Everyone is talking about it. That shows how much I've been on YouTube lately. I have not been on YouTube. I'm usually pretty consistent with watching everyone else's videos and staying up to date with changing things. But especially with eBay, I don't follow the eBay stuff as much just because I don't personally do it as much. Trista's up to date with how all that is. I just saw someone complain about getting a new shoe in a brown box from an FBA seller. Yeah, so I am sure on that, but with that being said, that doesn't mean people aren't still doing it. Just because it's against TOS doesn't mean people aren't still doing it. I honestly think the people who are working in the Amazon warehouses, they're not, I mean, they're regular paid employees. They're not super, I mean, sure there's some are, but for the most part, they're regular employees. They're not gonna be sitting here quality checking every single thing like it's their own product, right? So people are getting away with doing it, but it's against TOS, and if that seller gets caught, Amazon's gonna crack down on them, especially being in the Nike category. We got Mr. Rake and Profit in the house. What's up, brother? I gotta hang out with this dude in Las Vegas. Went to the gym, had a blast. We actually did a live video. It's on our channel. Go watch it. We did a live video on there. Gretchen, that's what she does at the school pickup line. Listing YouTube. For a beginner eBay seller, would you recommend a personal account or a business account? Personal account to start with, and then go from there. Yeah, you guys, anytime you start anything, you don't ever have to jump straight to like the next tier of anything, right? Start with whatever you need to start with just to get your feet wet, figure it out. Once you start to scale and grow and be consistent, then jump in and do like whatever upgraded package, storefront, Amazon Pro account, like then you can do your upgrades. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it comes down to knowing where you want to be long term and reverse engineering it down to what you can do today to get there. A lot of people in business are just kind of like throwing darts blindly, right? They got their eyes closed, throwing darts. You know you want to make some money, you know you're going to thrift and source and do all this stuff, but they don't have a clear goal of where they actually want to be, right? So if you open up your eyes, you see the board and you know where you want to be, chances are you're going to get a little bit closer than if your eyes are closed. A lot of people are running around doing that, and I used to do it all the time. That's why I talk about it now, because you're going to have some results, you're going to get some momentum, and then you're probably going to get discouraged, hit a plateau, and then you're going to backtrack, right? That's happened to me many times, and every single time it happened, I had to stop, like, okay, how come my sales are slow? How come I'm not growing like I wanted to? And I realized it's because I never defined where I really wanted to be, right? Look at this warehouse space that we have right now. Like, we built our first 2 years out of our garage. And we probably could have scaled up way quicker and got out of the garage into a warehouse faster if we knew exactly what we wanted. But we were just like, I knew I just needed to ship product into Amazon and make some sales, and Trista was listing and making sales on eBay. But once we got clear with our goals, then we reverse engineered, and I thought, oh, if I want to make 10 grand a month on Amazon, I need to be doing more than one shipment a week. I need to be sourcing more than once a week. So that's where you start to reverse engineer and look at your actions today. Yes, PayPal and eBay are going to be synced when you're selling. Will I be getting my feet wet with the OfferUp shipping program? Yes, I will. I'm a huge fan of OfferUp. I've been using it for, I don't even know, 2 years. I've done a lot of deals on OfferUp. I've bought a lot of stuff on OfferUp that I flipped on eBay. And so I'm definitely going to be playing around with their shipping program. What kind of things should a brand new person do to keep track of finances and set aside money for taxes? An Excel spreadsheet, if you're talking about eBay, is going to be one of your best options. Just keep it basic, keep it simple. I think a lot of people try to overcomplicate it. So you want to just keep it simple, right? You've got your, here's what I paid for my product. Here's what the product title is. You've got your sold for, your fees column. You got all that stuff. Another great option is QuickBooks Online or GoDaddy Online. It has a bookkeeping program too, and that syncs up. I don't know about QuickBooks. We use GoDaddy, but I know GoDaddy bookkeeping will actually sync up with Amazon too. So you can do it that route if you don't have Inventory Lab. But keep a basic Excel spreadsheet. That's how a lot of people do it. And then aside from setting aside money for taxes, if you're paying quarterly or at the end of the year, whichever method, of course, talk to your CPA because they'll tell you what you need to do for your stuff. But just put it in a separate account, right? That's kind of what we do. We just put stuff in a separate account. Don't touch it, out of sight, out of mind. The second that I mix saving stuff that I should be saving for with our personal checking, all of a sudden I look at my personal checking, I'm like, oh, we have X amount of dollars, and then I go spend it and I realize, oh crap, I was saving for something else. So separate those out. That's gonna be a game changer for you. Yeah, so it's I should have read the article on it. So all I know is OfferUp is, and if you don't know, OfferUp is an app that what's the other one? There's another one. Let Go is another one. But it's basically an app. You can post your stuff. It's like Craigslist on an app, but I feel like it's way better than Craigslist, just the layout of it. So it's like a Craigslist style app for local. So you take your photo, and you scroll through. It's like an Instagram account. So it's all photos of people selling and buying stuff, and then you can click on the photo, view the listing and the description. It's always been local based, right? Based on your local areas, but now they're gonna start offering a shipping program nationwide. So now you can start adding in a shipping charge. So that has the potential to be a really solid platform. I've just always loved the layout of it, so I'm a big fan. I'm excited to test it out, see how we do. It's all gonna come down to the type of people in it. because like Poshmark has a very specific type of customer base. eBay has a specific type of customer base. You've got Craigslist has its own customer base. Amazon has a specific customer base. So OfferUp, when it gets to nationwide shipping, we'll see it form into like its own category of customers. So it'll be interesting to follow along with that. So I'm excited. Oh my gosh, we made it to the bottom of the chat. Didn't think that would happen. Cool. Well, do you guys have anything else? Topics, questions, anything I can help you guys up with? Yes. I did my job. Gretchen said I'm all caught up. I didn't miss anything. I love it. Facebook Marketplace, I'm also a big fan. I've done a lot of deals on Facebook Marketplace. When it comes to local anything, the part that sucks is people suck. I'll just put that out there. People don't show up when you set a time and a place to meet. They text you at the time you're supposed to meet and say, oh, I'm going to be 30 minutes late. Or you'll deal with super lowball offers. You'll deal with people that are kind of like interested, but not really committed to buying, and you'll have to message back and forth. And then they end up going, yeah, no, thanks anyways. So that part's frustrating, but there's a lot of potential in it. A lot of potential in it. Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, hit that thumbs up button. It is much appreciated. It does help boost our rankings with our videos, helps us get out to more people, and build this community. Would you still recommend the wholesale formula, or have you found any other coursework for wholesale? Wholesale formula is still one I recommend. There is a new one I will be recommending that is coming out in September. If you guys want to get on a wait list for that, you need to email me. It's very under the radar. It's on the DL right now, so I can't talk about it. But coming September, there will be a new one I will be backing 100%. So if you guys want on the email list for that, you need to email me, chaz@sidehustlepros.com, and I'll put you on an email list. When I get more information, you get more information. But I'm really excited about that one. What about fees for FBA storage? I have heard people say they were hit with hidden fees. If anyone is hit with a hidden fee on Amazon, it's because they didn't understand how the fee structure works. Amazon has long-term storage fees, so if a product has been sitting for 6 months, you're going to get hit with a storage fee, and then a storage fee every month after that, as far as long-term. In the short term, they have a chart. Just look up Amazon storage fees. You'll see a chart, but they have it broken down by a certain amount of dollars and cents per cubic square feet that a product takes up. So it's not about the weight of a product. It's small combination of the weight, but mostly it's going to be the dimensions, because the bigger the box, the more shelf space it's taken up, the less products they can fit on that shelf with it. So that's where they start to charge you on oversized stuff. Yeah, as far as the fees though, just go look at the whole chart they got set up. People that get hit with the hidden fees, nothing's hidden. Amazon tells you up front what they're going to charge you if you leave your stuff in there, or if you ship in big products or different things like that. So it's all up front. People just don't like to read through it and fully understand it. Touch up a little bit on VA outsourcing. This is lately one of my biggest obsessions is outsourcing and virtual assistants, and just learning. I'm learning that's the method to how to scale, is to bring help, right? Whether it's a local employee or if it's a virtual assistant, the more you can offload tasks onto someone else that are tasks you don't make money with, and that allows your time to go do the things that you make money with, that's when you start to make more. And it's such a simple concept. The hard part about executing it is the control. The control is the number one thing a lot of us have struggle with. When I hired my first employee, the biggest freaking thing that I had to let control of was all the small stuff I thought I was the best at and I was doing every day, but it was wasting hours every day. And I finally had to just let go control, accept the fact that it may not be perfect, it may not be as great as I can do it, but it's going to be done. And that's going to free up my time to go source, to go list, to go photos, to go run TA, to do other things that make money, rather than wasting time on prepping and shipping and labels and stickers and all that stuff that doesn't make me money, right? As resellers, Amazon, eBay, you make your money when you're buying stuff. You can go and ship and prep and all that stuff, but you need to be buying more to keep making more. The second that you catch yourself shipping and prepping more than you're buying and sourcing, that's when you need to outsource that prep and ship. Prep is one of the first things that you should outsource when it comes to local. But when it comes to virtual assistant outsourcing, it really comes down to what type of task. So for example, tactical arbitrage. #1 software to run scans to find profitable products through online sources. So it's called OA, or online arbitrage. So if I sit down in front of my computer, I run tactical arbitrage, I let it do its thing for a couple hours, I come back, I sit down, I say, okay, I ran target.com, I wanted products that are ranked under 200,000 that have above a 20% ROI. Let's see what it found. And I can have a list of 500 items. That's 500 items. I have to take my time and double check the Keepa chart. What's the profit margin? What's the rank? I have to go through each one of these and double check and pull out the good ones, get rid of the bad ones. At the end of the day, after a couple hours of doing that, I might have 10, 20, 30 good products, right? Or I can hire a virtual assistant, create a video showing them how I do it, so it's done my way, and then they start to do that overnight. Because if you're hiring out of the U.S., typically Philippines are going to be, oh man, those are some freaking hard workers, by the way. Philippine, those guys are, I've hired all kinds of different VAs from different areas. I'm telling you, the Philippines have the best workers. I love, love, love those guys. So those guys will work overnight, right? Because it's completely different time zone. So while you're sleeping, they're working. You wake up and you can have that list already done. And so it shortens your time you're putting into it. And you're able to do your checks. I do all my morning checks on under 30 minutes. I went from 2 hours to 30 minutes because I hired on help. So I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of virtual assistants. That's like the basics of how virtual assistants and like outsourcing works. I love this topic, so if you want to dive in deeper, just put specific questions, and I can help you at least with my experience. Do I think USPS priority flat rates exclusively better for, or your shipping should be done on a case-by-case basis to determine which option you go with? It just depends on the product. Like one of my wholesale products that I merchant fill on Amazon, I always do a flat rate padded envelope because I know for a fact it costs me $6.90 and I ship the same thing every day. So I know that $6.90 is going to be my cheapest cost that gets their product there in 2 to 3 days. So for me, that's my best option. Trista, for example, does clothing on eBay. And she does first class for like 90% of it because she knows that most items of clothing are not going to weigh over a pound. Now, if she gets like a jacket or anything like that, she'll go to a flat rate, like a padded envelope or something like that. Flat rates, I mean, you got to weigh out your pros and cons with it. Shoes, for example, if I ship a pair of Nikes, I usually do the regular priority shoebox, and I'll customize that down a little bit, which I have a video on our channel, by the way, so you can check that out. But so you'll see how I customize this thing. And that usually gets my shipping to like 10 bucks on average. Usually between 10 and 12 bucks for shoes. Again, I need to, I don't have a pen. I'm gonna remember this. Me and Trista will sit down, we'll pull like 5 different types of items, different sizes, different weights, and we'll do a video for you guys that shows the best method to ship each type. I think that I don't know if there's any videos out there like that already. There probably is, but at least for our community, I'll make that, guys, for you. Let me scroll back up real quick. Yeah, like Gretchen said, case by case. Unless you know you're shipping the same thing all the time, you'll know which method to go with. But yeah, if you're doing like lightweight items, clothing. I do some candy stuff and grocery items that cost me like Gretchen said at $3, so you can get a lot of stuff like that. What's a good profit? What's a good profit, medium profit, and not even worth flipping? For me, I look for a minimum of about 30%. So I'm perfectly happy spending $10 to make $3 if it's a quick flip. If it's going to be a long tail item that lasts more than 60 days, then obviously I need a bigger margin to make it worth it. So I need to be doubling my money, tripling my money on those types of items. But if it's stuff that I'm selling every week or every 2 weeks, I don't mind going a little bit lower on my ROI. Usually if I'm looking at wholesale product above $4 and a decent sales history, that's going to be kind of my where I look at a product. If it's under $4 profit, unless I have access to a lot of them, I'm probably not going to look into it too much. But if I have access to, 100 products, like I actually did this. I have one product that I picked up 300 units of. They were a $3 profit each. So in my mind, that's an easy $900 because they were a quick flip. But if I only had access to 100 of them, I would have to weigh out the time that I'm prepping and shipping or paying somebody to prep and ship. Is it really worth $300 before my cost if I do it that route? So it just depends on velocity, how much quantity I have access to is going to balance out how much profit I'll accept. The fewer quantity, typically the higher profit I want. The more quantity and the higher sales velocity, then the lower ROI. That's just how I personally run it. Again, this is all based on my experience. Not everyone agrees. Some people agree, some people don't. And guess what? That's okay. Because I'm one human being, one way of doing a business, right? That's why you got tons of channels on YouTube. You got tons of information in Facebook groups. So the goal is for you to trial and error and find out what works for you, right? If I say something that clicks and you're like, oh yeah, Chaz said this, I'll try this, and you do it and it works, awesome. But if you try and go, well, Chaz said he does this, but it doesn't work for me, that guy's an a-hole, I don't like him. Okay, that's fine. Then find out what works for you. How often does your Amazon FBA store issue refunds? I don't get a lot. Ever since I stopped going so wide and I got really narrow on a few products, I really don't get a lot of refunds or returns lately. I probably get maybe one a week on average. The last like 30 days, I think I've gotten like one a week or something like that. Do you set initial pricing yourself for FBA, or do you allow your employee to set? I do all my pricing still. So what the employees know when they ship my stuff in is I tell them to price high. So if they are doing the pricing, which I'll let them do, if they are doing the pricing, I tell them to price high, because I've ran into issues before. Maybe some of you have had this happen. I've run into issues where I will take a shipment, send it in, and let's say I send these Funkos in. Right? If I send this in, right? Gosh, such a good Funko right here. If I send this in and I price it at $15, because that's what the current rate would be going for. And I'm not saying that's what this is. I haven't scanned it today, so I don't know what the price is right now. But if I say this is worth $15 and I send it in, and it takes a week to get to Amazon and check in and go active, but during that week, the lowballer sold out and now it's actually selling for 25, but mine gets there checked in at 15, it sells and it's gone. I could have made 25, but I sold it for 15. So I had that happen with a lot of stuff. So I decided to start pricing really high, wait for it to get there, look at where it's at, and then set my pricing. And I actually have a repricer that does all that after that. So my goal is to price high. And then once it gets checked in, I'll look at where the market is as far as pricing and competition, and then I adjust my repricer based on that. Does multiple inventory do well FBM over the summer? Amazon is closing it down for FBA on May 15th and opening back up in October. I have not done merchant filled on meltables. I think I said multiples. Meltables. I have not done merchant filled with those before until this year. So this is my first year doing it, so I don't know how well it's going to do. It depends on how delicate it is. Like I've got a chocolate that I'm selling through, so I'm going to be sold out by May 15th. I did pull 100 of them because I went a little bit too deep, so I did pull 100 of them. I have them here at the office. It's a pretty delicate type of chocolate, and I don't trust it in shipping, so I'm probably just going to hold on to it until after we're able to ship back in October. So I think it just depends on how meltable and delicate the product really is. Brad, no, I did not get around to making an after video shoe haul of the Ross haul I did. I have sold through, how many pairs did I get in that haul? It was like 24 pairs or something like that. I've sold through about, I want to say 16 to 18 of the pair. I only have a few left. I have them tagged, so I know how much I made profit on each one. I just need to go through and add it up and do an update video. Nice, Chris. Congrats. Sent out his first FBA shipment today. That's awesome. Is Zeke Analytics worth it? I have no idea what that is, so I have no idea. So let's say I get ungated for Lego, but I see a Lego Star Wars. Is that a Lego item, or do the lines get fuzzy on sales of that item? Sometimes you'll find that if you get ungated in Lego, next level down is the brand Star Wars, so you might see a restriction on that specific ASIN. That's where you need to go through a Star Wars distributor and get ungated that way. Or if you find a Lego Star Wars in your first distributor, you can use that invoice to get ungated in both Lego and Star Wars. So it does get to be there. Again, there's hoops. Some of them have 3 or 4 hoops you got to jump through. Some of them are 1. Some are easy. And that's why a lot of people don't do it. That's why a lot of people quit, because they get into business and realize like, oh, there's all these hoops. It's hard. I don't want to stay up late. I don't want to go sourcing on my lunch break. Some people just aren't cut out for it, and that's okay. Do you know how often ASM comes out? I do not, because I've never looked into it. I've never been affiliate for it. I haven't looked into it personally, so I don't know how often it comes out. A lot of these programs that come out like that, courses, usually it's a couple times a year. Some of them are once a quarter, some are twice a year. You just need to reach out to, best way to do it is just reach out to one of their affiliates, or just go to the website and there should be like a contact us and just reach out and ask them. I personally have no idea, so I don't know. Oh my gosh, we went to the bottom again. How did that happen? I'm getting better at going through every single question. I'm getting better at it. All right, cool. Well, I think we are going to call it a day. I've still got to get my cardio in for tonight. But thank you all for hanging out with me. If you got any value out of this video, I know it's just kind of laid back, open Q&A session. That's what we're here for. So sometimes I bring topics to the table. Other times, like tonight, it's just I'm here for you guys. Whatever you guys need help with, that's what I'm here for. So aside from that, if you got any value out of this video, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to hit the bell that notifies you every time we go live or we upload a video. I've got a lot of videos on their way. I've been doing a lot of recording. I got my new video editor working full time. So we get a lot of content coming your ways. Sean said one of his questions was too long. Sean, go ahead and drop your comment or your question below. Even if it's a long one, do a 2-parter. I hate leaving people hanging. I don't like it. Marianne, thanks for tuning in. My pleasure. Are Blu-rays and DVDs gated? Yes, they are. Even if I could, I would not sell in the DVD category because it is one of the #1 most counterfeited products, and that's why Amazon made it such a strict gate. DVD is going to be one of the most impossible categories to get into, and I would not recommend it. just because of the counterfeit issue. That's why they made it such a hard one to get into. Yeah, keep your DVDs and your Blu-rays on eBay or local. Don't even touch Amazon with them. Steven, no problem, man. Thanks for being in the VIP. Here we go. Sean asks, what do you do when Amazon puts your product under hazmat review and can't get SDS from the manufacturer? You've got to make the call of wait until the review is over. Sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's months. So either wait until the review is over. I've had to do that a few times. Or you just have to cross-list your product onto eBay, and then you can have them multi-channel fulfill it over there. I'm a member of the VIP. Do you bill for the monthly subscription? Where do I go to pay for it? Yeah, if you're enrolled with the VIP group, it's on an auto billing. And if you ever need to change your billing, cancel, anything like that, you can just email me. That's the easiest way to do it. But yeah, you don't have to worry about taking care of any of that. It's on autopilot for you. How do you get a product back from Amazon if it doesn't sell? There's a button that you click, so you go into your inventory. It's in the top left, and when you go into Seller Central, top left, you click on inventory, click on the product that you want, and then you can create a removal order, and it will charge you 50 cents per item. Actually, not right now. Right now, they're in free removal still. Whoa, I just kicked you guys. Oh no, sorry about that. Yeah, so as of right now, the time of this video, it's in temporary. They don't know, they didn't tell us how long, but there's temporary free removal, so you can go in there and do that. All right, last question, my friends. Hey, Chaz, when you first started retail arbitrage, what was the max amount of out-of-pocket money you would spend in a week or month? Sorry if I already answered this, just joining. It just depended on how much I had left over. I honestly, the way we structure our business, we personally take out just enough to pay our bills, pay for the warehouse, all that kind of stuff, pay our bills, pay our overhead, pay our utilities, pay VAs, pay employees. We pay for food and gas, and then every dime I can squeeze out after that goes right back into inventory. So some months, if it was super tight, I would spend 500 bucks in a whole month. Other months, I would spend 5,000. So it just depends on how much capital we had during the month. Q4 was obviously bigger. We were able to spend a lot more because we just had cash flow coming in all the time. Other months where there's just a slow month because we didn't ship in as much, we didn't list as much for whatever reason, we might have less to play with. But our personal thing that we do is we pull out enough to pay the bills and to live on, and then every dime we can goes right back into inventory. So hopefully that helps answer your question. And again, everyone does it differently. That's just one way of doing it. Other people have different structures, and that's fine. You, again, use trial and error. Find what works best for you. Some people like to have a set goal that they do every single week, every single month. I think that's a really good method to scale, is to get yourself to scale up that way. But yeah, that's the way we do it. What's up, 19 Cells? Lewis in the house. Thanks for hopping on, man. All right, guys. I love y'all. Peace out. Thanks for hopping on here. If you are not following us on Instagram, just go follow Side Hustle Pros. I document daily behind the scenes. I jumped over a giant bubble wrap earlier today, so that's on there if you want to go see it. Luckily, I cleared it. I didn't biff it. That would have been bad. Would have made for great footage though. So aside from that, you guys have an amazing evening. Hit me up if you need any help at all. Best way to reach me is just on Instagram. You can DM us on there. I'm in there every day answering questions. Shoot me a message, chaz@sidehustlepros.com. And if you guys need to email me for anything, you can do that. But aside from that, peace out. Have an amazing night. We'll see you next time.